Look what the tide brought him. The tide, Harry.
Whatever, this is the man with sunglasses.
That's right. And we're not forgetting about any bother. Oh, fuck it. Let's not.
Hello.
I'm your goddamn special
Hi.
We've come to.
Lieutenant,
The scene,
we might,
as if he...
but this is clearly a departmental matter. So I'm going to leave you to discuss it among you.
It's good to
letting the lieutenant know he...
Harry, we want.
This is the...
My background.
No, Trump.
What does he... Shit, kid.
You.
Despite all that you...
No. Because of all that, the cafeteria manager you fucked over told us. Speaking of which, the giant aerografito in front of it, I knew it.
The line is from...
He is correct.
Don't encourage.
Okay.
Guilty, and it was.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who...
Did you?
He's right. Don't start guessing. Now's...
It's okay.
That's right. Euro.
He's got a... Yes, you often sound like a brute.
Yes. Mikael? No, I was just interested in the Felt building. What in the...
He's here to see if you're insane. He is duped. Hey,
Yes.
Still caught up in this crossfire, too.
yeah. Major crime. Refresh. Oh, fuck you. Oh, other people do.
The 41st isn't...
God damn. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die. Here we go. Alcoholic delirium. Visions. The bell.
Well, he does...
Meaning,
As displayed...
Interest.
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry.
Son of fucking long here.
It's an urban myth. A police detective who employs highly experimental investigative techniques. It's a cultural...
He has.
With all due in fact,
Detective Vigman. Yes,
the two...
interest.
what do you mean?
Well, look at the room. Hardwired.
Okay, Trump.
He's not a...
Leadership. Now.
No one even. Now nothing. No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Haha. Thank you for it doesn't matter.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand. You juggle the badge for us. Ouch!
He found it. He found it, Jean. It's...
And your gun.
As if having your badge and gun are natural states.
He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone. So you forgot to drink? I don't buy it.
He's wounded. It's been a long week.
From the way he covers his nose, you can tell the satellite officer is still fixated on the smell and not your incredible achievement. The bed is comforting, if... Across the room,
Thoughts, baby.
Recorded in you.
On and on it.
Behold,
It's the world. You can never forget this
it's not possible any.
You're the sun.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world.
You'll go insane.
for the money, baby, for the greater good, for Revocol, or
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world. There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He's still...
He's got no idea.
So beep, beep, beep.
do it for the pic. You were right, brother. Back there, in your sleep, all the weak-willed delinquents, dilly-dalliers, foreign moneylenders, insane anarchists. And yes, the game was rigged from before you even... No, brother, I will send you back to the time when the sun had not yet vanished, when it was still... But just protect the suzerainty, clean up the city, revive disco music. Second chances are not about questions. They are about act. There must be others like you. People whose yearning think maybe you've already met someone like that. Now we're making bank. A man with gut bullseye. And by longing, now, there is a man that is not measurehead, is exactly the kind. Okay, don't worry. That's what your gut is for. 3 to 4 traditionalists should do it. History will remember us. A metal and plastic contraption.
That over there.
Ooh, hidden? You lift the boy out of the water without much. The number 11.
Simple construction.
There's something in there, splashing. It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop and decay. The number 11.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
A shot glass's worth of sea.
Well, damn. We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore. I have no idea. I wouldn't go so far as to say that. This is only a small loose end, but I do wish we knew who took the documents. Might have been Glacia, might have been the people after her.
You could ask the miss what she thinks.
Here we go.
There's a cylinder.
Who's there?
His self-con...
Is that the police?
Don't worry, Gary. To what do I owe the...
That's sarcasm. He takes no...
Oh, no. It's all right. I'm just busy. Of course.
The 881 is a raised motorway that separates Martinez.
You broke the waterlock with a motor carriage. There was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
Did he say we can...
Yes, Gary.
Sir, you're...
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid... Well... First of all, good question, and I suspect it may have also developed other... It's my hypothesis, but I cannot describe her.
Yes, it makes perfect sense.
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phas, typical rookie or something, even simply catching a glimpse of the insulin. Very little, I'm sorry to say. Not yet.
Just out...
I know it's...
It's clear that is...
By which I mean... I've heard enough first-hand accounts, yes. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. I have to resist the thought.
He means asexual reproduction. The females of the species don't need to mate to produce...
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's what... Well, they may not look impressive. Yes. Simple. At least, that's the intention. Locust.
Inside the traps, a meat-eating stick insect. Does it pretend to be the reeds as part?
Thank you for your opinion.
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
They'll work, I assure you. Yes. What? By whoa, man. My wife understands.
Come on, Morale.
And leave the traps.
Come on.
Won't let Lena down. Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the Phasmid somehow.
Of course it's important to her. Yes. That's...
Needless to say.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindi. Good. A good quality to have. Both for a police officer. I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer. Well, be that as it may, there are 4 in... Another the third is... You should check at least one of those...
That seemed like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture? Is it?
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
Bring it to me.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find.
That's highly... It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect.
I hope you're not buying this.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50...
Right. Which means you too.
Whatever he thinks about this...
Finally.
Thank you for your help.
If it's more cryptid related... But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
I've just...
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up.
It's not child's play. Just because I have to traipse through the... Real. I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does. My methods... No, as I said.
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
Everything from forgotten regional...
He's interested in...
Most establishment scientists only care... No. Of the list of to a category... Yes. The Chateau Quan... We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves. More so even than the public. With cryptids... Most Indeed.
He has clearly done his math on this.
Yes? All right.
We would have to discuss. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena, or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
A willow
Willow people? Not a...
They're not people. They're very, very thin. You probably had... Gary and I painted it after...
you absolutely don't have time for. Let's be done with this idiocy.
Oh, well, this is embarrassing. I don't know what...
Truth Hunt, this guy has proved to be a dead end. A dissatisfied growl in your abdomen.
Oh, so...
So you do know.
No.
He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on.
My?
His eyes widen at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, all right?
I may have had a similar looking mug in the past. That's all. Okay. You're not going to find me, are you? Oh, God. 200...
This is a...
And I'll never...
What did you do?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out. I know a guy, so I can use the whirling... I'm sorry, okay?
Disgraced. No need for the...
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Officer, please. I was only cleaning up. I live right across... Then I came out... Okay.
Right.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Armor?
An infant could see. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
I hope I could help your investigation. In my small way. No.
What does he do then? This feels like a...
Oh, this and that. Officer, I work as a special courier. You know, I don't know that...
He's trying too hard to seem untroubled by your...
No, that's far... No, nothing like that. What do I look like? A pansy?
You're a simple cop asking a simple...
Okay, you heard me. I deliver top there wheat-free.
He's thinking of...
That's basically...
I'm satisfied. Are you satisfied? Because I am.
Always officers.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath. It sounds...
I knew I was ashamed of one.
We're not detecting falsehood.
Gary, what's going...
Later, Morale.
No. You've got explaining to do.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat.
Everyone was... So I only the correct...
We're detecting...
It's okay.
I'm so...
They were thorough. It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks.
Because I was...
The hell, Gary?
I'll explain later. I always thought it...
This is all he knows.
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again. I'm so...
Short means this man is truly sorry for underestimating the honor and military might. There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Behind you, locusts are...
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go. I meant no offense, just...
This is the trap, the reeds by the abandoned camp. This trap is also for...
Another empty trap. Always up for a good job.
The reeds by...
legend! He's back. And thirsty. I got smokes and piss and bottoms up, Captain.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been the reeds bend for nothing but...
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done. No, I'm fine.
You see a Samaran. The name...
Happy shopping of everything's your way.
You feel a twitch in your index finger.
Don't shoot, officer.
Even better. It's like a shakedown, but somehow legal. This is civil...
Oh, you're threatening my inviolable prop? Good joke, officer. You're very fun.
He does not need your money. Please.
Of course. Fire away. Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speaker. I'm an entrepreneur, officer. Good joke, of...
You glance around the decrepit...
It's beautiful.
It is, yes.
That's right. No permits, no bureaucracy.
If you want it to be...
My man.
Gossamer is a fine, filmy substance consisting of cobwebs spun by small spiders, seen especially in autumn. It's safe to say he's referring to the near absence of regulations.
Yeah, that's the main thing about you. Freedom is great. It's what lets into... No need for disc.
But did he first mark them up?
My man, you know how the game is played. Anything for you. You mean...
No hassle. There's a little of a hassle here, it appears. A moral hassle.
No problem here, officer.
Wait.
What?
A convincing...
Look, officer.
Interesting.
We'll need more. It's for show, my liege. He knows you need more than this to bust this guy. Later, perhaps.
Me? It's a boring...
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind.
Very cool. I admire you. No, it's very cool, officer. You're a cool cop for caring. Everything's still cool here, officer.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is a...
Oh, okay. But why, officer? An investment? What kind of investment? I guess it can't be any riskier than speculating in exotic derivative. 10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You...
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cock's gonna blow, Kuno!
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected, more fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within. Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. It's not pity. You should wipe your mouth after vomiting. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. Sure you do. You just threw up a lot. That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store nearby.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to
Is that the pinball arcade? Okay.
The elevator is outside the building. Thank you.
The lieutenant is glad.
Ruby could have gone up, shot him.
That's quite the theory.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears?
It's a dumb way.
Just now. Why not? Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing. 72.
Definitely lie. The truth is not credible.
Wouldn't hurt to have one of those in Bartonese. What else have you got? That puts her on the roof. Firmly, but a route.
Phase 2. Just don't contradict yourself.
Look, fucko.
Yeah, everyone knows Glenn loves guns.
I don't know, Glenn.
This one does not like Ruby. May prove useful.
She organizes things.
It's clear this one.
Easy now, Glenn.
You don't need to prove anything. Doubt is enough for now. And Titus must have some.
Yes, goddammit, I know what.
Just making sure we are on the same.
Titus doesn't reply. Probably a good.
All right, Carl.
T, we're not seriously.
Phase 3. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. What?
She had, like,
Really, Shanks?
Time for a logics demonstration.
I didn't do it.
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment.
Fuck you, man. She didn't either.
Glenn, I thought.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town.
Yeah. Like what? A thing? You mean?
Yeah, but...
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Glacier.
Yeah? No. Ruby's got more balls.
You what?
Come on, Glenn.
I did. I knew.
She didn't fuck you.
So this is why Shanky doesn't like.
Ruby then threatened her.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass. Figures. And that's so.
And then, boss.
If it's true. But it's not. Right?
Nah, man. That's just Ruby.
Plus, man, it's like female intuition, you know. Women talk to women.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking has no. A more logical conclusion that you wish to avoid is that she knew what had happened because she did.
Silence. The old man. A very small. This is the only option.
Yeah. Now see, I don't know. She was afraid I would tell you.
She knew there's evidence on her.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first... I told you. You. Yes, you. The cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. How can I forget?
You and I are going to...
You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was She said you... Until you have... Fucking hell. Open Angus up.
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
You are.
Yeah. There was something else. She wouldn't... She's not far. Good fucking... Yeah.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore.
She's not, Glenn. A little.
Where have you looked for her?
More precisely, on the coast. Sure, there's some shithouses. I hear they have it.
We will start there.
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks... It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am.
And he still isn't. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles.
Yeah, there's like an ampule somewhere. Okay, don't, like, overdo it or something.
You see several packets.
Here you go.
There he still is, looking right through you. The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in one. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Get a hold of yourself.
The weight is...
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. Okay, you've said it. You needed to say it. And now that you have, you need to get your shit together. Then the world will turn away from you and leave you behind. No. You will get your shit together.
You're sure this has not affected his impression of you in a good way? For a moment, the hanged man appears to smile. His
bitch fights. Bitches.
We should go and do something else.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
promise. No, you don't. You need to help me find out who killed our hanged man. No, I cannot. Just...
You want to return to the past? You don't have it in you. Be grateful. Anything is... It's simple.
He just needs some convincing before you can talk to him mano a mano.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
It's obvious. You need to steer the conversation to the topic.
So...
Strange. The room feels...
women. And what is this really about? That is a lie, you are. Men only.
No.
I'm going to do you a kind. The past... Look around, and the women...
Novel techniques?
Who cares? But... promiscuity.
You're asking me to share the sacred techniques that I've... Do not say you are more... This knowledge never passes from a man to another man. Desperation. You have to share...
Everything's revolving around women and sex with this guy. What's...
You are trying...
Now is the time to ask about the smell. Didn't he say that it isn't...
No. It turns me on. Your mind is unable to capture the nuances of this, but no. Poopa.
SRX, Seminese race.
The semen, the SRS, this is an oversimplification. But yes, I just told only after years and years of emotion, we are the few in the biology.
What about the Semen Retention Society?
Semen, it is far more masculine to pass on a blue.
He has a point. While an idea is born,
Your agreement, you had a little. Too little.
Ouch.
It will serve you poorly in the great war of love. This is no time.
Time to get personal.
The only man...
Father Iazinho?
No. Oh well, Father Jairzino made me hard. Father Jair's complete pussy. So he did what a man must. Yes.
A lot of semen talk going around.
Because Father Jairzino...
His father taught him.
I am merely offering a small glimpse of functional family. No.
Intellectual independence. Definitely something worth celebrating.
Yes, great. And the couch.
The couch does look very cozy. He's right about that.
No, yes, she did. The entire organization.
There should be something here. A memory, a feeling, even if it's just a glimpse. But
the great.
His tone is so solemn that if your eyes were closed, you
clearly, if you want advice on.
But isn't he a traditionalist? Why does he keep talking about future?
It seems to let it did.
Where would you eat? Finally, it gets very cold in the office, like in a desert.
Before you go look, go have a look. And then.
Ah, yes. This goes far beyond your.
You need to be more forceful. Yes. And remember, what happens in my mom's office stays in my mom's office. Quiet contemplation ends. Biological rivalry resumes.
Finally, I thought I'd have to come looking for you. What took you so long? René.
As if a revelation just hit him. You're not going to like it.
You are really starting to remind me of him. It's not a compliment. I don't like it. All right, let's go.
Volumetric ship compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's ship There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor. possibly part of a larger set.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. That's not just any notebook, it's a classic. It's clearly some manner of super armor, or future armor. Super future armor? I'm useless.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the hill. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form. Ageless and synthetic.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
By catching, do you mean, let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them?
What was that about the constabulatory before? You need to push some buttons if you want to recruit the lieutenant in a conspiracy.
So they don't get shot in the foot? I think our extremities are fine without a dead man's boots.
Oops. Well, no one said it would work. Back to detecting now.
Looks like he worked for a private contractor, like Evrard told us. Wealthy, with state ties. This is way above what we have.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates, until, like whirls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps. If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
Good. Can you read it to me?
X5415 6745 678 222. Let's lie.
That doesn't sound like a serial number. Where's the structure and logic of a line of manufacture projects? Well, no matter. We should run it anyway.
True. It didn't have the cadence and logic of a real manufactured item.
Officer, the decomposing corpse has temporarily suspended my sense of humor. Let's continue in a less playful manner. Anyway, we have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can change.
A small...
It's anything...
Faint, like whirls of floorboards. The design of trees, the smooth... The whirls are in a...
Good.
X5415...
That is...
True. It didn't have...
Officer, we have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my...
This feels... dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Stop obsessing about your sexuality, officer. You are about to seriously compromise the coroner's case.
Indeed, from this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? Okay, fine. You want to protect the feet of 6 dead men. That's commendable. But there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. All right then, you can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed. Right now, everything seems to fit their confession. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars. Alcohol and heartbreak.
I have only a cursive knowledge of the science of cybernetics. I would not know if it were. But it's not quite complex enough, is it? I agree.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
A Trigger Sunshine. Mini.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it? It contains insight to the victim's person. This was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Now, if you could find someone to decipher it. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
I'm gone. Into the wild pale yonder. In the past. Way out in the west. I'm a joke. Look at me. There is nothing funny about jokes either. A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer. Go ahead, Cobbo. What do you mean? It's the power of your imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
He loves those. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Here you go, you loony. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. You ain't no Tequila Sunset. You're probably just Harry or something. That's right. Harry. Good for you. Because you have. Do I remind you of someone?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
You sure wriggled out of that one, Coppellini. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration? Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think? Agreed, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging. There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first. To purposefully mislead us. They must have hung him fast after that bullet hit. This is well done. It would have fooled me.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying? Talking about shit.
Malicious laughter erupts in the yard. Sounds like seagulls.
Big said he's a...
The lieutenant's face is made of stone.
I agree.
There are crow's feet in his eyes. He's laughing silently. His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead. That sounds about right, yes. I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal-like.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done. The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material. Someone else? You mean like the police?
What was that about processing, then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help?
No. Think of the boys from processing as murderers. Only instead of people, they murder crime scenes. Processing is a wrecking crew. They know how to commission off items and how to work the incinerator in the morgue. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast. Climb up there and saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees. We are not getting him down already. Not getting him down is a task that's already accomplished. Sadly, it's not our job to keep him up there, but to get him down.
How do you plan to get him down, then? With social sensibility? Are you going to educate him down?
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
But What else can we do? I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down. Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there... Okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way. Hooray for us. To ask the suspect for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Everard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to accomplish this feat ourselves. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. What a wow. There's a satisfying pop as a golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy...
In the bottom right...
From the void... The woman still has her eyes. Nothing. Her smile.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you? Never mind. The men have small jaws than ever back in Mezca, during the time of the revolution. Until you came. This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
Strikingly, this man's...
He was the biggest star.
In all likelihood, it's a...
Someone was. They are someone. They are beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. I wasn't ready. Well, you.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive...
Why not, Harife?
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots.
Diamonds? Of course not. But with whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. But then it's contraband.
Bad hand. Hermenegildos' bad hand.
Of course not.
Boyadero. Boya, for sure.
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in... Of course not.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra.
So the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in. You have to understand.
What if to truly love a Boyadero is to float lifeless downstream?
She's just a distracted...
So he doesn't...
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me. Oh, don't worry about me. Lomonosov's Land, the Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. At Estradas do me. You're right, Lom.
A correct.
Is that all you woke me up to say? And what is that?
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the pill. Fine then. Just try not to black out again. And we're still on this ridiculous...
No offense. But seems like a bit of an idiot. Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Segúreme para the smell of liquor on Gabriel.
Yes.
The look on her face, like an orgasm. Heroic doses, Herifia. Heroic. Thought insertion? Dithering? When you've seen it all, what are we doing here? For thousands of years, nothing.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking.
Nothing. Until it starts. When...
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin.
In the belly of an egg? No, the same one. Like looking into the... You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it... Yes.
No elaboration. This is your chance. Ask her. Is it really possible?
Jerife, what you understand wouldn't fill a pamphlet. You don't need to turn back time. The Pale is already churning with it. As the tide of Pale rises, so does the past. And that's just fine with me.
There is a name for this ideology. Intrapalism. A faith in and desire to accelerate the spread of...
They say it's a point you can... Maybe you've been down. It's a story as long and dark. And no one knows what's at the... I've only felt it in the distance, when I was a child. A child. Josiane.
There is nothing more. She is received.
You've fried both your brain. Now, I'd like to have a word with you about this side task of yours. No, you see, we've already spent too much time on this nonsensical side errand. There's no magical fascist who's going to unwind time for you. Because the problem isn't time, it's you, detective. If you're serious about this, really truly serious, then I suggest you take a long, hard look in the mirror and ask yourself what's really going on.
The lieutenant is right. It's the only way forward. Face yourself, Kingsman. Why don't you ever listen to us? We tried to warn you that you wouldn't like what the mirror had to say.
Now, come on. Let's leave this one to her reveries.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It almost looks like the electronic patterns inside a radio computer or an old filament memory. But not quite. Gone. For you to discover. Someone close to the victim might know. Someone who knows about history could tell you. The edges of the page, the jacket copy, he is ambushed by a tribe of female warriors. You open the book, his arms whirling like windmill. It calls out to you. This is the spirit of Rev. Berserker, man from Hyam, the steel muscles. A passage reads, the man from Hyamdal looks up, his eyes blue as the mountain lakes. Thine spell, I have grand plans for you, man from Hyam. The edges of the pages are worn and smooth. An old mirror hangs on the wall. This idiocy has gone on far too long. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see, this idiocy has gone on far. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on far. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror hangs on the wall. This idiocy has gone on far. What was that? An old mirror hand. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror hand. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror hangs. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror hangs. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror hangs on the wall. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror hangs. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror hangs on. This idiocy has gone on far too long. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on. What was old mirror hang. This idiocy has gone on for. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on far too. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on. What was that? An old mirror hangs. This idiocy has gone on far. What was that? An old mirror. This idiocy has gone on. It's time you knew the truth, brother. Love, time, river call. It's all shit. It can, and it is. Just a mountain of shit. Every bit of it. Face it, brother. No one's got the willpower to build her up again. They won't do what has to be done. Look deep inside yourself. You know it's true. Because who said anything about giving up? It takes a true Kingsman to summon the will to face reality in all its darkness, to stare straight into the abyss and do what must be done. Remember, Kingsmen are not born, they are made. And the only thing that can unmake us is that which drove us to rise above in the first place. We keep that thing locked in the deepest cellars of our mind. So deep, we forget what it is. We keep it buried like a horrible secret. We feed it through the cracks in the floorboards out of a sickening sense of nostalgia. Just enough to keep it alive. And yet, it still comes to us in moments of weakness, unbidden, a source of shame and panic. This is a horrible allegory for whatever is on the other end. A day will come when you need to take a shotgun to that cellar, shoot whatever is down there in the head, and walk away, never looking back. Your heart can belong to Revocol, or it can belong to darkness. As long as it's torn between them, it's broken and useless. You will be free to love Revocol like no one has ever loved her. You will be her champion, and she will be faithful to you. If you can just make this last sacrifice, you will finally know happiness. So ask yourself, when the time comes, can you shoot the past in the head, walk away, and never look back on its rotting remains? The bloated whores, schizophrenic anarchists, and deformed moneylenders tremble, trying to shield their eyes as he, le gendarme en diamant, walks by. Enough. The Franco-Nigerian Court of Honor has held your naked soul up against the sevenfold sun miracle and looked right through it. Close your eyes and know this is who you are. Nothing, not pain, fatigue, hunger, fear, or desire will ever deviate you from the path. Like an icebreaker, you crush all opposition, plowing forward, no matter what it takes. Now, open your eyes and witness the wonder. The HMS Last Kingsman has left the docks. The world will tremble as you smash all the ice in the world. It was time to banish that pitiful, sad look from your face and replace it with a perfect reflection of your unyielding resolve, your noble suffering. This is the face worn by the first lawbringers, the noble tyrants. Today, you join their number. You plow your way toward the frigid lands of Gutla and Vasa, smashing every ice sheet in your path. Nothing can stop an icebreaker. It's a lot like the face a certain muscle man is making on that t-shirt you insist on carrying around. Never. May this serve as a constant reminder of your sacred, unputdownable burden. That's one way of saying that the nerve damage is quite severe. The only way you'll be able to change your face now is with your fingers. Now, shout from the top of your lungs. You are the noble sufferer. A cold damp seeps in through the gaps between the wall planks. There is no one to bear witness to your vow. You step back from the mirror. A loose board creaks.